Sparkling water is good. Hi, Devi's son, you are. Wow. Just sketching a man with his hand up over his head. You know how to draw anime? I've drawn anime before in the past, but I could do it. Do you draw anime, Debbie? Yes. All right. Yeah, I like anime. I've got a couple of books on how to draw anime. Maybe one day I'll give it a shot for a live session. So his head is kind of looking upward. So that's why my directional lines are going like that. His nose is going to stop right about there. And his mouth right there. And then he's got a beard. So I'm going to take out what's like a goatee. And he's wearing glasses, so I want to make sure I put that in there. And he's got like a high top fade, or not really a high top fade, but his hair is the longest on the top. Let's see. This is his belly. His belly is kind of large. So I'm making, let's see here. This indicate that his belly is protruding. And there's shadow under his arm here, so I'm drawing it in darker there. Oh, Devin, you said I know how to draw Goku. He's the one with all the power, I think. He's got a lot of power. I have to brush up on it. the storyline. And then maybe I'll try Goku one day. Oh, I love your Bruce Lee drawing. Thank you. And I'm going to put some shadow underneath his neck. And lift some of this value that I've added, because you can see this side of his neck here. And then I'll make this area darker because it's the inside of the shirt that doesn't show as much. It's an older person. You kind of see that with the gray hair here. There's more shadow on this side of his face. And for the pants, this side is in the most shadow, so I'm just going to do some hash lines here for this side of his leg. You don't see as much over here. And then for here, this knee is protruding a little bit. He's got it sticking out, so I'm just gonna, this is a circular motion that represents his knee there. I'm going to get a little bit more detailed with the value that I put in this area here. A little darker right here. This is underneath his shirt. He's got it raised up, but you can kind of see that his arm is lifting his shirt. And it's dark up in there. There's no light hitting this area. And that's the hem of the shirt there. I'll show the hem on his sleeve here. And let's put a little bit more value here. The shirt is bunched up at the collar. And then a little value here on his arm, where the shirt is hanging over his, well, his arm is kind of extended up above his head, so I want to put these wrinkles in. And this is just showing the roundness of his belly. Let's make it a little darker underneath the goatee. A little bit more shadow under his lip here. Putting a little bit more shadow in the eye area as well, and then I'm going to draw some eyebrows in there. So on this back part of his arm near the tricep, there is shadow. And it's rounded here because of his elbow. And this is in the light, so I'm going to lift some of the value right there. Lift it here as well. Let's put that thumb in. And I'm just going to not do a whole lot of detail, but where you draw it where you can get the drift of the direction of his hands. Let me open this finger up, spread that finger apart just a tad bit more. Fingers are flared. And this one's going upward. It's a little bit longer than that one. And then that index finger is right there. Looks a little wonky right now. But he's got some long fingers. I think that's a little bit too long. I don't want his hand that long. So I'm going to erase it and draw that over. Make that a little bit shorter. Those fingers were just a bit too long. Make that pinky finger extend about right there. Ring finger here. And the middle finger come up a little bit longer. Right in there. And then you can barely see that index finger there. So I think that's good. Good enough for right now. Now let's put some shadow in this area here. And put this hand in the shadow. The fingers here, they turn downward. And on this side of his arm, this is in shadow, so putting a little bit more value here. And then under the lip here, under the nose, define those cheeks with the shadow. Just put those glasses in a little bit better. This ear here, I'm going to define that with a little bit more value. I'm applying a little bit more pressure on the pencil. And then I'm going to put some more value here on his cheekbone and right here on the plane of the side of his face. And a little bit underneath the lip there. And this is a goatee, so I'm just going to put in some squiggly lines there to look like hair. And let's put a little bit of definition on this ear. I want to erase about that much of it. Bring it down a little bit more. And some hair here. And on the other side over there. Take this ear in some. There we go. And put some shadow. A little bit more shadow here. Smudge it in with my finger. color this in a little bit more with, not color, but put a little bit more pressure underneath the arm area, because that's a pretty dark area that's in the shade or the shadow. A little bit more value underneath the arm area. Looks like he's saying something the way I drew his mouth. Not sure what he could be saying, but I don't know. Leave it up to the imagination. Let's put a little wrinkle line in here. A couple of wrinkles on his forehead. A little more value on this area, this side of his jaw, up to the cheek area. Put a button on this shirt, just like that little circle. Let's put some value underneath this collar here, since it's in the shadow. Do a little bit more with the shading of the pants here. Pants are black. And that's the knee area right there. This leg is kind of overlapping the other. Let's put some Adidas stripes there. Uh-oh, messed up that one. They lift that out with my eraser. Make it look like he's wearing some Adidas pants or something. Put a little bit more shade right here. One. So he's wearing his Adidas pants. Let's put a little bit more value right in here. Smooth it out there. Let's lift this here. A little bit more value here. Okay, let's see. A little bit more shadow here. Kind of want that belly to really stick out there, so do that with the shading. Let's clear this out just a tad bit. Inside of the shirt. Let's clear this. I don't know what's, well, it's the sleeve. There's a cuff there. A little bit more light in this area here on his hands, because this hand does have the light shining on it. So I'll lift that a little bit, put a little bit of light here on his thumb, pinky finger. Okay, let's see. Let's take a little bit of this shadow out and make this a little bit more round. I don't want to make his belly too blue out, but it's sticking out. See his hairline right in there. Let's put a little bit of hair here. Make it a little bit I'm going to lift that color out. Make his hair a little bit taller on the top. Just lift some of that color right there. And let's put a little bit more color on the nose right here. Eye area. Eyelids, shall I say. Okay. Let's put a little bit more light in there for the cheek area. And a little bit more right here. Just the brow area there. Forgot the glasses there. Go around his ear. And I think let's put a little bit more shadow right here. And I think that'll be it for this one. Another practice session in the history books. This has been Rita Rue of Creative Artmosphere. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until the next practice session, bye for now.